Dandavat, first of all, to all of you, and also all glories to Sisi Guru and Gauranga, Jai Gurudev, and Jai Prabhupada, and Jai Nisingha. So it's again a great honor to meet you all here again. And the Janakya Pandit, he said that a very famous saying, I think everybody knows it, and it goes like this, that if we lose one moment of time, then we will never be able to get it back, even if we have millions of gold coins, he said. So time is so precious and it has to be used in a proper way. So there's actually only one way to use time properly, and that is to be engaged in Guru and Vaishnava seva, in hearing and chanting. And so by all our Guru Varga's blessings, Babaji Maharaj's blessings, we are getting this opportunity or this chance to discuss something about his Harikatha, about Guru and Vaishnava. So, yes, Babaji Maharaj always telling that, we have to find a way, how to best possible way, how we can engage ourselves in Guru and Vaishnava seva. So how we can be absorbed. That he said that is the secret of bhajan. If we can really engage ourselves the whole day in devotional activities. So we should look that it is increasing and not decreasing. He also said that there are only really two ways to serve. Either one, the first one is to serve the Lord, or the second one is to serve Maya. So there's no other option actually. And maybe someone can say, or we can say that yes, there are some people who looks like, or I see them, they are enjoying in the world. They are not serving. Someone may argue or give this argument. But we have to ask, is it really so? Because, maybe at the first sight it looks like that. That's okay. But if we look closely, and especially if we look under Shastra Chakshu, the eyes of Shastra and Guru and Vaishnava, then we will come to know that they are actually all servants of different kinds of lust, greed, anger, envy, and all this, etc., will they have to serve. So Maya Devi is always waiting for them. We are actually like puppets. There is one beautiful picture. You can find this in some on the internet also, where all there's some it is from up some ropes, and like a puppeteer is playing with the people on earth. They're moving according to the three gunas, sattva, rajas, and tamas. So actually we are all under that control, so there is not really someone free and don't need to serve. So either we have to serve the Lord or we serve Maya. There is no other way. Service is a must. But we can decide which, it depends on us, which service we choose. That is in our hand. In the Ramayana we can find one that once Hanumanji, he was also he allowed himself somehow, because nobody can actually capture Hanuman or bind him if he don't allow him, because he is so powerful and is a pure devotee. But in that way, because he wanted to see the Ravan, so he let bind himself. And when the servants of Ravan came, and they bind him and brought him to the palace. So, and there Ravan was sitting on a very big throne, no? On a big chair. And when Hanuman saw this, then he also, out of his tail, he made a coil which goes woo, up, 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 and then he was even sitting higher than Ravan. And of course, Ravan felt very much insulted, and he said to Hanuman, "Who are you to behave like this, to behave in this way?" And Hanuman thought, "Oh, actually, what shall I answer now? He is a demon, and they are also full of false ego. So what can I say? What can I say?" And at that moment, Saraswati came and said, in whisper in his ear, that you are a servant of Ram. You are a servant of Ram. And then, right, yes, right. That's my identity. And then he said to Ravan, very proud, "I am a servant of Ram." And then when Ravan heard this, he started laughing, ha ha ha, that, "Oh, I thought you were a big, big king, like of some country or something. But you say that you're just a servant?" And Hanuman, "Yes, I'm a servant, but I'm a servant of Ram. And you are a servant of Maya Devi." So that was his answer. And because most of the people, they identify themselves, with all those titles provided by Maya Devi. So many big, big titles. Last time, Ekanangama was telling that she know one, previously she was hearing sometimes from one comedian, and a very good comedian. So, and they ask him, "Oh, that who you are really? You have so many," because he has always a different role. And really, so those film stars, if those are really into this business, I also heard that they have, if they play one role and they have to practice, then they go so much deep, those really good actors, they go so much deep in that role that it takes them so long later to go out of that role again. So they identify always with different roles. So they ask him, because this comedian was always playing different roles, and they ask him who you are. But he again, he made some joking out of it. He had no really that spiritual insight. But if we look at this, we can see that if you see how many roles we play during the day. Now, if you go, let's say, we go to one building. We just drive with the car, and we stop at the door, and someone is opening the door. So that is our first exchange with some person. Then this doorkeeper is opening, and we go inside. So we behave with him in one way. Then we go inside. Then there is also on the chair, on the desk is sitting one. Some sound is here. You have to keep the sound out. Rasabriya, can you please switch off your sound? Yeah, thank you. So that was what I want to say, that now you go to the second person and you see one person on the desk, secretary. Then you behave also in a different way. And then you go to the elevator, you go to the first floor, and there's maybe let's say, some manager is there, and you open the door and you behave in a different way with him. And then you go again to the elevator, you go even more high in that building to the director, to the boss of that company, then you also will behave differently. So then one can ask now who you are. Who you are. Because all the time you change. You change your behavior in the first moment when you open the door, when this man was opening this man was opening the door, then one changes again the identity while meeting the secretary, then goes to the manager, we behave with it in a different way, and also with the director, with the boss, we behave in a different way. So then who we are really? So outside we cannot really identify who we are. So because it's always changing. And also before, what body we had before. We had a child's body. We had this body, but it's always changing all the time. So who can say who we are? The only thing is like if we go deeper, which is unchangeable. This behavior on that level, these are all so-called dharmas. So one has to behave with each person accordingly. There is some rules and regulation in society. So that is, we can also call dharma, worldly dharma. We have to do it, we have to follow it. But what is more deep and what everybody has also to fulfill, which is the most important thing, is Sanatan Dharma. Sanatan means eternal. So that is the eternal Dharma of the soul. And the soul is not changing. The soul has an eternal relationship with the Lord, which is based on Bhakti, on loving exchange. So this is the only thing what is not changing. So outside we are always changing all the time. So then it's right, if they are who you are, we can all ask ourselves who we are. Do we really know? If we don't know, because if I can give one example, that if some person gets now one present, or some young girl, and it is packed in one package, and then she's opening, and then she sees a very beautiful, soft, and very nice decorated velvet box. So, and she becomes so happy by seeing this, because it is charming to her. And then when she called that person who sent this present, then she told that, oh, thank you so much that for this velvet box. And then this person said, what velvet box? I did not send you a velvet box. I sent you a diamond, a very costly diamond. So you look inside that box. So that is the thing, no? We are taking so much care of our. If we put one present, we put it in some nice paper, no, decorated paper. That is like our clothes which we wear. We take so much care of our clothes, very, very much care. No, the whole day we are busy. How much we look with our clothes, this and that. So everybody has to be well dressed. But that is only the paper, which is the present enwrapped. And then the box, the velvet box, is just the body, which we also know, and we also like to take much care of it, give nice food, give nice treatment, and all pleasurable things, so we give to the body. But what we forget is that there is a diamond inside, no? So we are taking all the societies based just on this wrapping paper outside, and yes, this body made of bones, flesh, and blood, actually. But the diamond inside, nobody is even aware. And there's another example. When you see one bird, in a cage. It's a very beautiful cage, a golden cage. And you take also very much care of this cage, of the golden cage. So every day you polish it, you look that it looks nicely shining, but you never feed the bird. So that's what we are doing. No? We are, most of the people in this world, they are in deep sleep about their real identity. So the bird inside, which is actually their self, the soul, they are never taking care of it. It's almost starving and is dead already. But we are polishing our skin, our body with nice clothes and this and that. So then this is the fallacy, because it's all related to this false ego. Even though we are all servants of the Lord, Maya Devi let us believe that we are all this, big kings, politicians, teachers, philosophers, or beggars, or some sick person. It's all identification of false ego. So they are all false titles. They are all based on the identification with this material energy. No? That is also, there's Krishna says in Bhagavad Gita, Ishvara sarva bhutanam hrideshya ruchunatistati pramayan sarva bhutani yantra rudani mayaya. That actually all the living entities, they are sitting on a machine made of material energy. So that is, they are written in the Bhagavad Gita. And that is our identification with this body. So, but as soon as we try to, or we dismantle all those identifications, like we peel an onion, you have to peel an onion, peel for peel, and then gradually you come to the inside, to our true identity. And then we will see, yes, my identity is really, like Hanuman said, yes, I am a servant, but I am a servant of Bhagavan, we can commonly say, and more specific, then it will be one particular form of the Lord, which one has some special taste. So that's a further thing, another thing. But the identification is then finally, yes, I am a servant also of the Lord. And very proud we can be of that position. So service is a must. Either this way or the other way. Yeah, we may see many people in this world who never confess that they are really a servant, because they are so much in this bodily identity, and to be a servant is the last thing actually what they want, the people in this material world. That is like someone who is sweeping the street or cleaning the bathroom, in the toilets, in the open, in the guest house or something. These are like servants for material people. So they all want to sit, actually all want to live, as a king in the kingdom. But actually in the spiritual world, there is only one king, one autocrat, and all are servants. That's why there is also harmony. But if in a kingdom there will be so many kings, like you see, if you put one stone, you go to the lake, and then as children, many times we go and we throw one stone, and then you see how it makes circles, It makes circles. And if you throw the stone all on different places, then the circles will interfere. It will intersect. So there will be some correlation. But if all will put the stone in the same place, then very harmoniously the waves are going in one way. So that is the difference between the spiritual world, where everybody is serving the autocrat, like Krishna, but in this world everybody wants to be a king. That's why it's so difficult to live there. Everybody wants to sit in the helen and to be served by everyone else. Never to be a servant of someone, but to be served of everyone else. So, but if we really look closely, then we will discover that they are all servants also. Even they say we are kings or this and that. So there's one nice example I want to give. One when Alexander the Great, when he came to India, he was very much interested also to learn something about India. Especially he had some attraction also to saints, because India is well known for this spiritual treasure which is there to get. And so from time to time he would send some of his ministers out to invite some sadhus, so that they can have some exchange there and he would learn something. And once it happened so that one sadhu, he refused to go, and the ministers, they became a little bit upset, and they told him, how dare you can refuse the order. They call him the Lord of Life. So how can you refuse the order of the Lord of Life? At that time he was called like this. And the saint said, "Oh, why do you call him the Lord of Life?" Then the answer was what they got was that our Lord, he can take life and he can spare life. So because the king has the authority over people. So he can either take their life or he can save their life. That's the reason for why they call him the Lord of Life. And then the sadhu, they ask, "Oh, but is your master, is he also able to give life again?" And then this answer was a little bit agitating their minds. And they went down from the horses and tied the sage with the ropes. They brought him just to the kingdom. And when Alexander saw this, he immediately go there and he free him, because that he also thought unnecessary, was some mistreating. They should not behave like this. And he said to that they actually, how you treat him like this, so you should not do like this. And after freeing this sadhu, then Alexander, he asked him to tell something about himself, to introduce. And that sadhu, he gave an answer which was quite surprising for the king. So I tell you, the sadhu said, "I am not a beggar, nor a king. I am neither an Indian or a Greek. I am not a woman or a man. I am not homeless or settled, ugly or beautiful. And also, I am not the body and the mind. I exist in the past, in the present, and in the future." And then finally he says, "I am a child of the Supreme Lord, and you also." So this answer was quite astonishing. If you go to some person on the street and you get such an answer, you will also be surprised. Must be one of the devotees. Otherwise, nobody will speak like this. So then he further said that to the king, that he knows something very specific about the king, about Alexander. So Alexander asked him that, "Oh yes, please, I want to know, let me know. I'm not sure if I can tell you, because no. But he said, "No, please, tell me." Okay, then finally the sage agreed, and he said, "You are a servant of my servant." That is also quite an answer. and a statement, and this was too much, of course, for the king, for Alexander. He immediately put out his sword, hold it on his neck, and what you're saying, with now the voice changed also, the tone of voice. So a saint just said, I told you that you are not ready to hear this, but it is true. Because he said, I have captured the Lord in my heart. And because of this, I have also become a master of my senses. So I conquered the lust, greed, anger, etc., etc. And he said, you defeated so many on the battlefield, outside. But as it is seen clearly, you have no control over your enemies inside. So you are acting under the control of anger, which we see now in this way. So, and that's why you are a servant of my servant. Fitting answer, no, he gave. So that is the actual truth. If we don't take shelter at the Lord, who is also called Rishikesh, which means like the Lord of the senses, then we will always be like servants of the lower energy, the material energy. And Prabhupada Bhaktisiddhanta also, he told that most of the people of this world, they are thinking that Mangal is Amangal and Amangal is Mangal. You know, Amangal means auspiciousness, and Amangal, just if you put one A before, then means inauspicious. So, and the same, we can also find some opposites in the Yoga Shastra from Patanjali. There it's explained about the kleshas, and especially in avidya, you can see that avidya means, it means to be in darkness, in ignorance. So there also we accept the untruth as truth. No? The untruth as truth. So much, it doesn't matter in what field, but we believe all those things which are only connected with the temporary world, but we have no idea of the spiritual treasure. So everything what is actually not truth, which is all based on some kind of not really based on reality, but we feel it's true. And also that we think the temporary, we make the temporary as eternal. No, nobody likes to die. Everybody is thinking he is living forever here. So even though it's a temporary thing and all already is decaying and fading out of our life, we see it also around us, but we never come to the conclusion that we will be the next one. Then in India there is also a saying, there's the wet cow dung and the dry cow dung. No, and the wet cow dung, he was laughing at the dry cow dung because he will be thrown soon in the fire. And you know, in India they use cow dung for fuel, for cooking, but he don't know, after a few days he will be the next one. He will be dried up the same way and will also be thrown in the fire. So that is our condition. We don't think about how really are we in danger, but we identify and we think or believe that the temporary things are eternal. And another thing what we believe is, we believe the impure things as pure. No, impure things, we all have so much faith in this body. But what is this faith? What is this body made of? All impure things. No? There are also, I want to give one it's a little bit tough example, but we can give, it's true, it's showing actually, the nature of the body. So I think I can tell it. And it's like once there was a very beautiful girl, and many are attracted to that girl. So one man, he saw her, and he also got very much attracted. But that girl somehow she felt fed up, because always men are coming and this and that and disturbing her and this. So he said, okay, I will arrange something. And she said to that man, okay, I now, the next days I will be a little bit busy, but we can meet on this bench in like 4 or 5 days again. So I will surely come, and I will meet you here. And then happiness, all the eyes are glimmering of that man, and he was very happy going home, and now waiting with full patience and eagerness. And that girl, what she did, from that day on, she started to, sometimes, especially in the model industry, they have to get a certain weight, And those poor girls, they are chastising themselves very much by just taking some pills or something that they can vomit everything out, And so she also took some pills like this, but he kept everything what was vomited out aside. And of course, after 3-4 days doing this, she was already slim before, so can you imagine how she looks now? And then after 4 or 5 days, she came to the same place, to the same bench where they're actually supposed to meet. And she was already there, and the man came later. But the man looked around. Oh, she's not coming. I should have not waited. Somehow she will never come. And then this girl called, oh, you're here. Come, sit. And who you are? And then who I am? I have a meeting with you today. He could not recognize her, because can you imagine, if you really look some sick person, then the bones and everything very thin, then you cannot recognize them anymore. And she thought, oh yes, I got sick, but my beauty is all with me. So I have some buckets here, and I can show you. And then she had 2-3 buckets of vomit and all what is there, and she showed him, and that is her beauty. So just it's maybe a tough example, but it's true. And so our body we accept like impure as pure, which is very impure, which is only disgusting things. So and there are some other, in those 5 kleshas, there is also asmita, that means to identify with the false ego, which we discussed before, and also rag and dvesh. So rag and dvesh means, like rag means the attachment to pleasurable things in this world, and which blind actually our vision. And so this attachment is, we have to think some attachments. If we don't get it, then we suffer. And when we attain it, then it will be also soon fading away. It will not last long. And then again, we have to search for this pleasure. So it is like a trap in an endless cycle. It's a cycle again and again. Trying to attain something, attain it, but it fades again quickly. And then again we have to search after it. So it's like an endless circle. So that is called attachment, raga. And dvesh means like the opposite, like aversions towards that thing which is actually producing unpleasant experience. So if we cannot avoid, if we cannot, it's an aversion towards things, dvesha. Yeah, and for all these diseases, actually, the doctor, the guru is there. No, he is giving the appropriate medicine. Gurudev will help us. He is there to help us. He gives us medicine and he gives us a diet. But we are not ready to take that medicine and diet. So last time Baba also told that we possess ourselves as self-made doctors. No, that is, and even try to tell the doctor what is best for us. To hear from a doctor who is actually looking after our real welfare, that feels like poison for us, Babaji Maharaj told. And we try to avoid such a doctor. And instead we fall prey to such a doctor who oils like our feet, no? Who is like in favor of all our wants and needs. So if the doctor is telling, yes, you can do this, you can do like that, then no problem at all. Just take this medicine I give to you and all will be fine. So that is cheating. Actually, in reality, it never will be fine, because the doctor, he only wants actually to keep the patients as long as possible, so that he can earn a lot out of it. And in the same way, there are also some like bogus gurus. They are like this. They will also come. They are not gurus. They are like, it said kangaroo. No, kangaroo. If you see a kangaroo, if somebody has been in Australia, you will see they have one bag in front of their belly. So that guru is doing the same. He is opening the bag, money, 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 money. So that is a kangaroo, not a guru. So they will tell, yes, it's okay, continue your lifestyle. Just come on weekends and enjoy in our temple. Take some prasadam and have some leaf, of course, some pranami. And And then actually from that moment he will never ask more. It's just like flat. It's always, they are now, that is their spiritual life. Actually they are not sincere also themselves, that is the other side. But the real guru, because usually then you will try to see what is wrong, what can be changed. But the real guru, he may also play a trick, like in the beginning, in this way, like I heard, there's given the example of Vamandev, and Vamandev, we know, he was also only asking for 3 steps, no first. But actually, finally, Bali Maharaj, he had nothing left. So the real guru, also in the beginning, he will not ask much, but then you will see that really you will no more have anything from yourself, because you have to surrender. So that is, so a real guru, he wants us, he is not keeping the disciple forever on this beginner stage, because he wants that the disciple is making progress. So the real guru will bring his disciple to the stage of full surrender. And then like Vamandev, he started very small, but then he ended up to taking everything. So Gurudev also, yes, come, listen some Harikatha, come and be with us. And then finally you see yourself that, there's no much more left for yourself, because now, like Bali Maharaj, no, he Atmanivedan, he surrendered fully with the last step which Vamandev put on his head. So, the only thing is that, we always want to play some trick, no, so that we can have spiritual life and material life at the same time. And that is also the reason why most of us, they fall in the hands of such bogus gurus, like Prabhupada also told. No, the reason for that is because they want actually themselves to be cheated. And Prabhupada also said that just by speaking Mangal or oh, give me Mangal, bless me, so it will not happen. Rather one has to go the path of Mangal, Babaji was told. So, and Srila Prabhupada gives one nice story in this regard. He is saying that, yes, there was one king and he had a son, and his son was getting, I think it was tuberculosis, one sickness, and the king was very worried, and he called all the best doctors, and he was also ready to pay any amount for the cure of his son, for the recovery. So different doctors were sent, and one said finally, yes, okay, I can do it, I will treat him. But first let me have some observation of him, so I see him alone, and okay, no problem, you can do. And then as the doctor, he spoke with the son, he discovered actually that he is smoking secretly or taking some, I don't know, drugs or something. And so the doctor said, okay, you don't worry, I will give you some medicine, everything will be fine, you just follow my advice. So just take and some nice diet like milk, cheese and yogurt and all those things. So, and as soon the boy, he heard this, he was also very happy. And but one thing, he asked the doctor that, first he said, yes, I agree, I will take all your medicine, all your diet, I will follow strictly. And but please, one thing, one request I have, you give me permission to smoke, no? And but also don't tell my father about that. So, but I want to make this agreement. So this is our condition. But so in this way, he tried to convince the doctor that by following such a process, actually one will never be cured. No, one side, one feet in one boat and another feet in another boat. What will happen? Splash. We will just drop in the water. So in the same way, if we are not following the medicine given by our Guru Varga and instead hold on all our material habits, then this way it will never be possible to be cured actually. Gurudev is not a magician, no? Gurudev is not a magician. So we have to do our part also. And he has to do his part. We have to do our part and he has to do his part. So it's both sides. A relation is there, an exchange. So Guru is providing us with all what we need. So now it is on us to take it or not. And so now it's also 6, and so so we try all, we must pray and cry to these most powerful commanders, no? Samanta Matulam Taidam, those very powerful commanders of the Lord, which are uncomparable, Atulam, uncomparable commanders. And then surely they will also give us some power, like Raghunath Das Goswami is telling, no, in his Shikshastakam, Mana Shiksha, Asakchastakasta Prada Vikata Bashali Viha, Prakamam Kamari Prakata Patapi Vyattikare, Kalle Patte Hanya Hammiti Pakabitvat Mapagane, Kuru Tvam Futkaran Avatisayata Tvam Manayataha. He is saying that this last anger and all this are like a band of daikots which are suddenly they capture us on the open street. You just go out of the house and then suddenly some robbers are coming and trying to take everything from you. So this is like lust and greed, anger and all those things. They are coming always to visit us and to attack us. So in that case we have to do what? That we have to kuru tvam, futkara, call out loudly. We have to call out loudly for those powerful and merciful devotees. And then they surely will protect us. So that is our chance for a change in life. Okay, I think for now is okay, and I will close my discussion, and if someone likes, you can also tell something or comment or question or anything. Okay, so thank you for all your time, and Dandavad. Hare Krishna.